Green garden twine has more uses than just in the garden. Start by taking a length of green garden twine and separating the threads. Take one of those and thread a large needle onto the twine and tie a knot on one end. Start to thread green beads onto the twine. After you thread 3, 4, 5, actually as many as you want, beads, tie a simple knot in the twine close to the last bead. Leave about 1/2 inch space in the twine and tie another knot. Then continue to thread the beads until the strand is anywhere between 3 to 8 inches. That seems like a large difference in inches, but as you're going to make a lot of these bead strands, you want each one to vary in length. As you thread more bead strands, continue to vary the length. You can thread one continuous bead strand with no interruptions, or thread several beads and then leave knot spaces between the beads. Now, you'll want to find a small pot for your plant. I discovered a small urn on a thrift store shelf and grabbed it fast. Take a small piece of floral foam and hot glue it into your pot so it is secure. You now need a florist pick, the kind with wire attached. If your pot is deep, you can use the floral pick as is. Because my pot is not very deep, I broke the pick in half and wrapped the attached wire around both the pick and the tail. Start to insert the picks into the florist foam. Stick the picks into the sides as well as the top of the foam, varying the lengths of the strands as you go. Layer the bead strands for the lush look of a string of pearls plant. This reflective beaded plant is the perfect way to bring greenery into your home. Keep your eyes open the next time you are out walking and grab a straight stick about 3 feet long. Then pick up some faux olive branch stems at your local craft store. If you have a flower pot, you are already good to go. Take 2 styrofoam blocks or floral foam and fit them into your pot. If it doesn't fit easily, the best way to trim it is with a serrated knife. Place the bottom of your foraged stick on top of the 2 styrofoam blocks and mark or score the diameter of the stick in the center of the 2 blocks. And cut a trough that is roughly the width of the stick. Put some hot glue on the bottom of the stick and set it into the trough of 1 block. Press and hold until the glue dries. Place in the pot and fill with any other empty spaces with additional styrofoam. You don't want this wobbling or falling out. Now that the sticks are secure in the pot, take the styrofoam cone and cut it so it's about 3 to 4 inches tall. Take a metal straw and poke a hole in the cone. Put some hot glue on the top of the stick and slide the styrofoam cone onto the stick through the hole. Take all of your olive branches and cut off each individual stem, leaving about 1 inch on the end. Poke the stem sideways into the pilot hole you created in the cone until you reach the first leaf on the stem. Now, where the leaf meets the base of the cone, place a bead of hot glue onto the back of that leaf and press it upwards onto the cone. Hold it there until it dries. This is the perfect way to disguise the styrofoam cone. Continue to stick stems into the cone with a little bit of hot glue to secure them. Press each stem in until you get to the leaf, put some hot glue on the back of that leaf, and glue it to the cone. Add a little green moss to the top of the pot at the base of the stick and display your new faux olive tree in your home. I hope this inspired you to go hunting for sticks and create your own DIY olive tree.
The first step is you're going to want to drill a hole for drainage. What I'm going to do to help the plastic not splinter, because it is kind of thin, I'm going to put some painter's tape. So we're going to start off, just put a small bit. I'm going to start small so I don't crack that plastic onto my drill, and I'm just going to drill straight into that hole in the middle. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other pot, and then we're going to get our bigger bit and make just a bigger drain hole. And I had just a slight bit of cracking on this larger pot. I think it's made out of a thinner plastic, but I'm not worried about it at all because I'm gonna most likely just be sitting a potted plant into this just for looks. You could also fill it with dirt, which I might do down the road. So that's why I wanted to drill a hole just in case. Originally, I put glue on the base of this and it wasn't getting great touch points with the bowl that's gonna go above it. So I'm just going to plan B, and I'm gonna take a junk brush, and this will take about a minute or so to bond with the bowl above it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these together. Doesn't have to be perfect, but just get it about as centered as you can visually do it. And as you can see, they are perfectly adhered together. And next step is taking my beads, and I'm gonna be adding some texture, so I'll just need my scissors so I can cut the beads down to size. I've got my first strand of beads. I'm just gonna take these one line at a time. I'm going to hot glue up this line first, and we're gonna place the beads, and the hot glue will go very quick, dry probably about within 20 seconds, and just snip off the extra beads. And as you can see, we have our first strip of beads, and I'm going to repeat this process. I believe it's 24 times to match up the lines on the base. And if you're going to want to do this exact same project, I will say 15 beaded necklaces is probably your best bet. That'll leave you with a couple extras, but that's a really good starting point. I wasn't exactly sure when I bought my 3 sets of 5, but it worked out really well. But now it's time to head to the garage so I can spray paint. I've got the stone texture applied. I'm gonna give it some time to dry. Kind of cool on the inside, you see the gold shining through. And then I'm gonna follow it up with my black spray paint. I like the texture it's got going on right now. The stone texture on the pot is dry, and now it's time to go in with my black spray paint. And here's a closer look at my DIY beaded flower pot. I love the way it turned out. Not too shabby for only a few items from the Dollar Tree.
I headed into my backyard where I have this giant pile of sticks that have come off one of my big trees. Once inside, I placed them inside this farmhouse pitcher, made sure that they sat nicely and arranged the way that I want them. I then headed over to my stove and I put on a pot of water to boil. While I was waiting for the water to boil, I prepared the next part of my project, which is just to get a little bowl of warm water and then to add in just a couple pumps of dish soap. Once my water was boiling, I could put in this stainless steel bowl that has some wax in it. This wax is from a leftover candle where the jar broke. So once the wax was all melted down, I could take it out and bring it over here where I put my dish soap and my wax together. I took 3 fingers, dipped them in the warm soapy water, then the wax, and then I came over to the twigs and I just clasped onto one of the branches with the 3 fingers, kind of pinching them together. And then you hold it there until the wax dries, and then you can slide your fingers out thanks to the dish soap. So you'll see here I'm repeating the process over and over again on these branches. Now, sometimes some of the wax falls off when you're pulling your fingers out and you're left with just one little cup on the branch. And that's okay because we want little buds here as well for a realistic look. But when you have the 3 fingers and all 3 pieces of wax stay, you end up with these cute little delicate flowers. So you repeat this process as many times as you want until you have as many flower buds on your branches. This is the finished project here, and I think this is such a creative, unique way to use things around your house. This DIY cost me absolutely next to nothing because I had the leftover wax. I like the peach candle that I used here because we have that creamy, delicate peach that's perfect for fall or for spring.
I saw these lemons recently and thought it would be fun to use them. I grabbed this stick outside today. These faux leaves are really realistic looking and I love that. I'm going to snip them off the plastic branch that they came on so that I can attach them to the real branch that I found. Now that I have all the leaves removed, it's time to attach them to my real branch. A little dab of hot glue at the base of the leaf is all that I need, and then I can pop the leaf onto the end of one of the branches like this. I'm going to keep gluing the leaves onto the branches until I've used them all up. With all the leaves in place, it's time to add these beautiful faux lemons. I want the lemons to look natural, so I'm going to attach them under the leaves. Again, I just need a little dab of hot glue and I can stick them in place. The tree needs a place to stand, so I grabbed this pot that's the perfect size. To keep the tree securely in place, I'm going to use some floral foam. It's easy peasy now to push the stick into place and the floral foam will keep it standing nice and tall. To finish off my new little mini tree, I want to make the pot look a little better. I'm going to use some of the bright green moss here to cover up that foam. My new mini lemon tree adds the perfect pop of color that I was looking for and was a breeze to put together.